Guys doing, my crafty friends? It has been a long night here in Tiger. The power went out, so I couldn't use my CPAP mask, so I was trying to lay down flat and still breathe. I tried propping myself up with pillows, and it was the choice then between my neck hurting and not breathing. It was out for several hours, so I don't have any idea what that was about. Normally, our power doesn't go out, but it went out a couple weeks ago and it went out last night, so I don't know what's going on with that. Our power lines are buried, though, so they're not susceptible to tree branches falling and that kind of thing. So, I don't know. You probably saw in our class announcement that today we are going to work on In Full Bloom by Hunkydory. This is this year's 3D collection of flowers. Every fall they come up with a collection of flowers that they put out kind of simultaneously with Craftaganza, so we have something besides Craftaganza to work on also. And hello, Annette. So anyway, I'm kind of rummy this morning, but I'm fine. Whew. I have no time. You can't use your CPAC. I grow to appreciate how wonderful it actually is when you can. All right. So drop the camera, honey. I see Annette and Mary T so far. Hopefully we'll have some others join us soon here. So we're going to do our normal process here. We're going to take we're going to get 3 cards out of a kit designed to create one. And so, as usual, I'm going to start by coming up with my 3 centerpieces. One will be the base piece that they created. One will be the piece of cardstock. And then we'll work on these 3 as our bases. I'm going to take the second largest and foiled piece and go on the cardstock with that. You guys will remember I'm doing that because there is no foiling on the cardstock in these Deco-Large pieces. So in order to get the foiling, we have to kind of divvy them up. But it does look like we're going to have a nice distribution of pieces here. I'm just going to go around now and kind of distribute these pieces from place to place. With 3 on everything there. Okay. And I'm just starting from large to small and distributing my pieces out. These should be pretty much a snap to assemble these because there aren't a lot of small pieces in this set. I'll hold back these leaves and these little buds and see which pieces need an additional bit. Is it warm where you guys are? It's going to be warm here today, I think. It's already pretty warm out there. Just 80. No, just 80 at 11 o'clock. Hi, Sharma. Good to see you, my friend. Okay. I'll start piecing these together. Like I said, shouldn't take too long on these since some of these foam squares I have are my less sticky foam squares. Will you get me a bottle of glue off the table, please? So I may have to add a little glue to some of my foam squares. You won't have this problem, but I'm using some cheap old foam squares that I bought on liquidation, and they're great for adding dimension, but they're not real sticky, so sometimes I have to add sticking to them. Hot and muggy, huh? So humid. I'm sorry. I hate it when it's like that. Icky. Isn't it early for the dog days of summer to be starting? Thank you, Bruce. Never appreciated just how humid it can get there until I visited Washington, D.C. in August. Holy cow. What a beautiful and inspiring city it is. And why they would put it in such a godforsaken location is beyond me. That was awful. Awful, awful, awful. Very, very humid. Now, here's our first one. Now, I should notice how much dimension we're getting on this rose. Look there, all those pieces. Nice. Okay, we'll try our next one. Ah, 67, where Mary is up in Washington. Woo, that sounds like heaven. We spent the first of the week on the coast, though, and that's what our temperatures ran the whole time we were there. It was marvelous. It was beautiful and sunny most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. But the temperatures were very, very moderate, and it was glorious. And just a few miles away over here, it was hot and sweltering. So I'm glad we chose the days we did to go. Beach was marvelous. I have to put a picture in the newsletter of Grace or of Teddy at the coast. He hadn't usually gotten to go because Dad needed him here, just for comfort and support. Hi, Glenn. And so we never took him with us. And he was in heaven, getting to be with his people all that time. Sunday, I keep saying Sunday because that's the day we'd usually come home, but it was on Thursday when we came home. Bryce looked over and Teddy was laying in the suitcase as if to say, "You're not going anywhere without me." And I'm now a traveling dog. So I know some of you had hoped that we'd go right into alcohol links too. I'm still practicing, guys. I'm getting more fails than I am successes. So I'm trying different materials and different brands and things. Masking is not as easy as I assumed it would be. I just thought you put a little masking fluid on there and it dries and away you go. Well, it's just not quite as easy as that. I tried masking with a paintbrush. That was an utter failure. I tried masking with a stencil. Well, it's obviously I'm using a stencil because that's where I'm getting my pattern. But I tried masking through the stencil. That was even worse. And I tried drawing pencil lines. Oh, by the way, my fingers are filled with alcohol ink. So I actually had my gloves on at one point, and my friend Laura was here, and we were working on some things, and I took them off to help her with something, and then I forgot to put them back on and continued to paint, and I had alcohol ink all over my hands. I'm surprised there isn't more this morning, but around my nails I still have quite a bit. So we will have our follow-up class. I just have to gain more success and be able to share some tips on how that masking process works before we do our reverse painting with alcohol ink. Oops. Glenn's 102 in Kansas. Okay, so we got it pretty good right now at 80. But I will admit that. And I compare that to you guys' temperatures. But you got to remember I'm a wimp. That's part of it is I'm just wimpy about heat. I don't like it. Okay, here's our third one. We're ready to create things. Away we go. Don't mess with the squares. Oh, let's see what we want to put these on. I definitely think we need a. I think we could use a 5x7 on one of these with the. Yeah, that's going to look good for one of them. Figure that out. And, oh, I never did look and see who needed the leaves. Stop the process. Let's see who got some of these leaves. This guy down here didn't get any, so let's going to get this bigger one. Hi, Kim. Good to see you, friend. I'm glad you got here before it ended, too. We're just barely getting started. We are working on Deco-Large in full bloom today. These are beautiful, by the way. It's another just fantastic collection by Hunkydory. They do flowers better than anybody, I think. Really, really pretty. Cut my square down a little because my pieces are a little smaller than my square. This one on here. A little piece of leaf there. Got some buds here. We're going to require some little narrow strips. The coast was marvelous. If you guys ever have a chance to enjoy the Oregon coast, don't pass it up because the Oregon coast is really, really amazingly beautiful. You have lots of rocks off the shore, so you see the waves breaking on the rocks. Lots of sandy beaches, but it's not like it's just going to the beach in other places because it's always cool here, mostly cooler. And so you usually aren't out there in a bikini wandering around on the beach. Not that I ever would be anyway, but you're still in like a sweatshirt and jeans on the Oregon coast most of the time, except when it's really warm. It's beautiful. Love it dearly. There's something about the sound of that ocean. Oregon is gorgeous. Okay. All right. Be a little big. A little big. Be just a little big. See what else we have here for smoke. That's a little smaller. Here's one of those. Okay. And we might have to find some background paper for this one. We'll see how we do cutting up our pieces. Too small. Yes. Actually, I could use that. Okay. My cards are all mixed up in my card file up here. Just added a bunch of cards to it. Didn't necessarily put them in any specific order. Let's see if one of these littered cards is a candidate for our rose. Oh, that looks pretty. It does look pretty. That's a nice option. The rest of them are really in a right kind of color tone. I know this is not a combination, but I thought I'd try it. Try it on black. It's very elegant on black. To decide what we want to use. Okay. All right. I think we got some choices going here. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you, friend. All right. My card blank here. Yes, don't miss What's New Wednesday. And What's New Wednesday, we're going to go over all the new Craftiganza stuff in detail. Yay me! It'll be fun. Fun. So, shouldn't fix that yet. The one drawback of a caterpillar is that if you overload it, you can jump the track and you can end up on your post. Now, the one thing you can do that will kill a caterpillar, sure as anything, would be to take this and just shove it back off of there because you bend the blade. So when we do something like this, we have to take a screwdriver, take it apart, and lift the blade back where it belongs, and then put the handle back together. But in the meantime, I need another cutter, honey. It does not like to be overloaded. And you can quickly and easily fix that, but you don't want to just pull it off the track. And you're abusing your machine. Thank you. Grabbed another one from the classroom here. All right. Well, let's see. If I wanted to cut this fairly close in, I could get more cards out of this sheet. The question is, do I want to? I need some. I think I'm going to go ahead and make them bigger. Okay, so I'm going to go with 4 3/4. If I'd go clear down to 4, I could get 2 wide out of this piece of cardstock. But I think in this case, 2 wide is just too wide. So, with this beautiful rose cut out of our cardstock, 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. Look at my trim pieces here. I have a very pretty border that I can put on here. I have a choice of 2. That's quite pretty too. Let's trim these borders out. Saw several of these go out this week. They are stunningly beautiful. Price is just a little higher this week because I ordered these from Europe, and it cost me a lot more money to get them here. But we didn't have to wait until the late fall to get our Craftiganza. I was excited to get it here for you much earlier, and I was pleased with where we came in at our price points. Did you guys happen to look at the newsletter and the prices of Craftiganza? I'm really pretty pleased with it. We decided this year we were going to order 2 kits, and we're going to have the supplies for 2 different kits. One is the basic Craftiganza with the 4 magazines. Let's try that again. The 4 topper sets and magazine. I like that. It's pretty. And I think I'd like to do, that would be interesting. Let's find out. One of the beautiful things about this glitter card is that you can use the whole 5x7 piece, or you can cut it down and get a couple cards out of this. Just use that as a material on your other cards. I'm going to put this black background in here on my card. I think this will be really pretty. Blue bottle isn't wanting to work very fast. Let's see if I can get a pen and clear that a little. There we go. I always enjoy doing the floral stuff. I took that black card, cut it in half, put myself a 5x5 piece off of that. Now I'm going to put this border we just made on top of there, and I get that nice black border around the edge, which I think is beautiful. And anytime I'm using cardstock, I'm going to try to use, or the glitter cardstock, I'm going to try to use my ultra thick tacky to put it on with, because it just holds better than my thinner glues and tape on the glitter. And I'm going to have to clean this one out a little bit too. Get some glue moving it through here. These bottles get left open in class. And other things fail. Just scoop. Oops. Yes, I am using a palette knife on my ultra thick tacky. Just didn't want to come out. It's very thick in there. I'm not going to waste that glue. No, no, no. More than I otherwise would have. of glue in my black, but it'll dry clear. That's pretty, isn't it? Beautiful. Let's take another piece of that. I have this other piece. And choose one of these cards. I haven't used too many of these yet. Ooh, the equestrian events will be fun to see, Catherine. Okay. My card is just a tad wider than my glitter card. So I'm going to trim just a tiny bit off of there. And now it fits good. Don't have to worry about the side that doesn't have the glitter on it. My regular glue will handle that just fine. It's just a really thick glitter. When you're putting stuff down on that you want to use the ultra thick stuff. This is going to be fine. That's nice, Catherine. I love that. Glad you're going to get to see some of the Olympics. That's fun. It's a little bit long the other way, too. I think I will need to trim the length just a tad, too. Go. This one, I'll stop that. That is just not cooperative at all. We don't get to gap like that. It is not what we do. Okay, what did I do with my sentiment? There it is. It's beautiful. A lot of glue in this bottle. It's just super duper thick. Must have been left open for a while. Center that between the two sides. Foam squares should be fine, so I'll put some foam squares under my sentiment. Hey, Elsie. Good to see you. It'll be interesting to answer that question about Paris versus New York. I don't think it is, but I could be wrong because I don't know Paris. Card number 2. It's quite pretty. This one's just being a pain. Hold it down well. Hello, True Spirit. Good to see you. Okay, we got 2 and 3 done. Now let's look at our last one here. And we have plenty of cardstock since we covered the one in glitter card. Get that out of my way. And I got a great wipe here to clean up my blue mess. Okay. Now let's get another one of those 5x5s. Fold this in half. Let's for it. We'll go over and see Dad today. This will be our Thursday night. And both Bryce and I needed to get some work done yesterday, so this will be our first time to see him since we got home. Looking forward to that. And my tape's over there too, honey. Tape. My regular card making tape. Not advertising for Burger King. I did have to have a swig of that Diet Coke. Caffeine-free Diet Coke. Thank you. I will, Annette. I will tell him. All his crafty friends say hello. Okay. I'm going to clear out to the edges with this piece of cardstock. This is beautiful. Why not? Around the edges, trim it off. A tiny little bit of white showing across the top of my card. I'm going to turn that down. good. There's a pretty rose here. I actually have a couple of fun pieces left. I'm going to look and see what I want to do with those. I have Heartfelt Wishes, and I have On Your Anniversary, and then I have this nice border piece here. Let's see what that one says. It says, "Sending love to you." Sometimes I like to add those right over the goodies on the card. Just bring that extra foiling in. Looks good. Teddy's down here fluffing his bed. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Terrible looking fingernails with that alcohol ink all the way around on my cuticles. Sorry. But artsy craftsy people often have messy hands. You know, I'm the genuine real thing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm sorry, Elsie. But that's going to be pretty on there. I'm going to do that just like that. Put these in with some foam squares. Beautiful anniversary card. I'll put my rose a little off to the side here. You guys would have cracked up with Teddy at the beach. Bryce took him on a nice long walk on the beach the first morning they were there, and he got up early to do it, thinking maybe if it was going to be warm, he'd beat the heat, you know. It turned out not to be terribly warm anyway, but he and the dog, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Gorgeous. Let's take a look at our cards here then. We actually have another reading we can use on here if we want to. So the next morning, he was washing Bryce's face at 6:30 in the morning, saying, "Is it time to get up and go for our walk now?" Bryce was a little grumpy about being woke up early. But he got up and went. There's two. Here's our third. Now those are beautiful dimensional cards. And oh, he loved running on the beach. He's got a little bit of wanderlust to him. We don't necessarily trust him to come back. So Bryce had a long leash on him instead of taking him off leash, which you can do in a few Oregon beaches. But Teddy just had a blast running circles around Bryce, back and forth and chase a bird. Isn't that pretty? 3 cards for the price of one. Very fun. Love to always feel like I get extras for free. What a messy, messy glue container. Okay. We had a very quiet time in total. We sucked a lot. And just let the sound of the waves and view of the surf just refresh our souls, you know? It's beautiful. All right. Bryce picked out another kit for me here today. Am I doing sunflowers next? Was that your choice? Okay. So I wasn't ready to do alcohol ink today. I had Bryce go pick me my projects for today. I think he did well. Oh. Okay, here's our sunflower kit. All right. So we got, there are not a lot of sunflower pieces here because they're quite big. So it's always possible when we have that we need to make 2 instead of 3 cards. Let's look and see what we have. Clearly we can make 2. If I make 2, I've got a few pieces for each. If I make 3, take one of those away. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough dimension to these if I make 3 cards. I think I'm only going to make 2. So I'll take my most foil piece. I'll put it here on this one. Because again, my cardstock in this set, in these Deco-Large sets, aren't usually foiled. So you want to get a piece that has lots of nice foiling for that. Then we'll just start distributing the pieces between the 2. Just working from the largest to the smallest pieces. As I said earlier, we've had a few of these kits go out already. They're really fun and pretty. Got our bees here. I'll set off to the side and figure out where we want to put those. Yeah, that's just not a lot of layers. So sunflowers are just so big. So let's take this out of its backing piece and assemble these pieces. Thank you, Elsie. I need some little pieces for this ring. Clip off a couple of pieces in a larger square here. A snack? I haven't had a snack yet. one of those mornings when Bryce woke me up and said, "It's 10:30." That's not unusual for me, by the way. I tend to stay awake late and get up late. Just the way my body clock's made. Which is why if you ever call me before noon, you probably will get voicemail. Margie did a nice job on the What's New Wednesday, didn't she? She made some beautiful card samples for you out of the tattered lace. No, it wasn't out of tattered lace. It was out of Heartfelt Creations. But I will show you those to you in a minute in case you missed them on Wednesday. I go to bed early, not early, at 10:30 at night, but I usually listen to my audiobook for a couple hours. Okay, what did I just do with that piece? I just put the foam on. I must be wearing it or something. I do that. It's beautiful. Isn't it pretty? There is another piece of that somewhere here. When I find it, I'll put it on. This is very nice. I don't know what I just did to it. It's probably hanging on a sleeve or on the front of me or something. I'm surprised Friend Thelma's not going to be here since we earlier thought we might be doing alcohol ink. You were right about the sunflowers, honey. They definitely had to be 2 cards. A little like a puzzle sometimes to figure out where your layers go. To find just the right ones. Layer these in. Okay. I think I already see what I want with this one, because with this one, I have this beautiful longer tag that just wants to be a 5x7 card right there. We might be able to cut the card down just a little and make like a 5x6 out of it if we want to. Or we could add a couple of our bees to it, which I think might be fun. So I think we'll make this one on here. I don't know if I want to border around it. Actually, I do like a border around it. So I'm going to cut this piece right here to be 4 3/4 wide. I have 6 3/4 long. Well, measure it up against our card. Sometimes we have to trim it a little more. Oh, this is already a shorter card. What is that? That is a 6.5. So I gotta go a little more off of that. Interesting. Off there, a little off the bottom. So I'm gonna do 6 1/4 since this is a 6.5 inch card, and see how it works out. That looks good. Okay. Oh, that's nice, Catherine. All right, let's put this down here. Like that a lot. There's not a whole lot of designing that needs to be done with these Deco-Large cards because they kind of make themselves. You have all these beautiful pieces and they don't need a lot of extras to look nice and finished. Beautiful. Our card lays out. And then we put our "If your day is filled with joy, love, and laughter." I love that. And then I think we need to add a bee or two to our card. Like that. Make one more small piece. Like a bee. There we go. How cute is that? That's beautiful. Got one more card to finish out of this. And then I think we'll do a third set because we still have time. So, get one of our smaller cards out here. This is 5 inches. Like this. I think I like that border on the piece we'll use. Let's use that. So I'm going to do 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. Around my little border around it. And then I have this fun sunflower border here that I think we'll use to cover up the little border that we have there. Add some foil to our design. We'll put this one along here, and that's going to look good. And then we just have to decide. Oh, I love that. You are my sunshine. I might have to have that on here. I like that on there. I think I'm going to add that right there. Maybe move, well, I was going to move the bee down just a little bit. He doesn't want to be moved, so I'll just put this one right in here. So good for the planet to have things for your bees to make their honey out of. That little "You Are My Sunshine" is just too cute not to get used. So we'll put that on the other one. And then look and see if there's anywhere on this card we want to use our happy birthday. Probably could use it up in the corner. I think that would work out all right. Okay, let's assemble this. I have coordinating bee scissors. That's true. Those are my cutter bees. Love cutter bee detail scissors.
Why did the man fall down the well?
Oh dear. Why did the man fall down the well? I don't know, Annette. Why did the man fall down the well? That was good. Doesn't show much of that pattern, but I'm going to put it on there anyway. Could have been a bigger card easily. Because he didn't see that well. Oh, Annette. Annette, Annette, Annette. I always enjoy your jokes, Annette. Put that a little to the left so I can fit this happy birthday up to the right. That's very cute. You haven't been with us a lot lately, so I'm glad to have you here today. We miss you when you're not here. I know you weren't feeling well, and that's a very good reason not to be here, but we'll make you feel better when you come see us. Hey, there's our happy birthday. Nice. Oh, we still have a little bee. It should go somewhere. Don't you suppose? I suppose it should. Okay, and Grace brought us a pack of fuchsias. The fuchsias have a lot of pieces, so to see how that goes. I like that. There we go. There's a little bee on there. There are our sunflowers. They say we'll get one, but look at all the detail we get. And that's 2 cards out of a pack. Okay, so that was the sunflower season. And our first one was called Roses Are Red. Okay, let's get the fuchsias out and see what we get. I'm going to put 2 pieces. These are rounds. I'll take my round out. These hang from the top, which is kind of cool. I like that. The third one, which will be this one in the upper left-hand corner. And we're working on these that have some punch outs in the middle. It's good to turn them upside down to see where those are. Okay. I want one that's got a lot of foiling on it for my cardstock page. Put that one there. It gives me 2 more good sized pieces. Uh-oh, tore that one. It's fixable. We don't get upset with ourselves, we just fix it. That's cut particularly well there, that's why it tore. Unusual for Hunkydory. I'll put that back on with this one. Glue this back right now. Fuchsias are so pretty. There we go. And got some nice larger pieces here. That one there. This one here. This one here. This one here. We usually get some big, beautiful ones around Mother's Day, but we haven't seen this many out here this year. Truly, we probably haven't looked enough either.
See what?
Probably haven't looked enough at the flowers.
Oh, for fuchsias?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had them up when Lauren and I went.
Our deck is almost finished, getting refinished. All the railings and stuff are painted, all the sanding's done. We just have to paint the deck itself. So we're looking forward to having that done so we can do a little entertaining, which we love to do. Some of these are really ridiculously small pieces that may or may not be used. We'll take them out so we know we have choices, but some of them are really small. Okay, let's put this one together. These are also very delicate pieces the way they've cut them. There's just not a lot of background holding these together. So layering may be a bit more challenging with these. But we can do it because we're pretty clever.
Smaller squares.
Excuse me?
Use smaller squares.
I am.
That's cheating.
Okay. Pretty when you get it together, though. Isn't that nice? Added dimension on these fuchsias is amazing. There. What's this one? Oh. Always just a little bit of a puzzle. Get these pieces in. There it is. That's where it goes. That one on. It's the same place. That one here. Trade that out a little bit. But went in exactly the same place I just put that one. Okay. Okay. All right. All the fuchsia, all the little pieces are on there now. That was a little more challenging though sometimes. Okay. This one's going to be glued down, so this one I just have to add a nice piece over the top. Mm, what's that? That's right there. Okay. Mm, goes. All right. We have those two together. I still have more pieces to assemble here. One last one. This is our foiled layer to go down over our cardstock. Okay. All right. Now we have these other little pieces here if we want to use them. We don't have to. But see what else needs a little something. We have this bud, which will look pretty on any of them, and none of them has it, so just that on there. I think I'll add it to this one, the one that we made up. And then we have a little round leaf here. It can really go on anything. Let's put this one over here. And a fairly good poinsettia piece here. Who needs more? That could use that right there. Okay. I'm going to skip the rest of the pieces because I don't think these little itty bitty tiny ones add that much. So, I love the way they hang from the corner of the card here. I absolutely have to take advantage of that. And make maybe an A6 right there, perhaps. I can find one. Here's European A6. Okay, so the question is, do I want it to hang like this, or do I want it to hang like this? I'm going to put it out this way. It was for my paper. It was out of my paper. Take the extra off the other side. Let's see. Sometimes you just have to figure out how best to do it. Make this 5 and 5/8. My 4 or 3 and 7/8. Take the extra off the bottom. The top. And let's see how that's going to look. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And especially for you, I like that over there. And that's what we're going to go with. Just like that. That's pretty. Pop those in just like that. And some more foam squares. I want that up there, right there. Or do I want that down further, right here? What do you guys think? I was going to put it there. So I just wondered if it might look better up or down. Top, middle, or bottom, guys? Here's the bottom. Here's the middle. Here's the top. Okay, we got one for the top. Give me a minute to get your votes in. A little swig of top.
3 tops.
Top. Okay. Let's put it on the pink at the top. So I got 3 votes in a row there. Nice. Isn't that pretty? Love that. Okay. I have 2 more cards to make. One big piece of cardstock that I think is going to work well for this one. And we have a small piece of cardstock that we just cut from that one that can be used for this one. Since we don't have a lot of coloration on the piece itself, I think that we will maybe create our own border coming across.
Say hi to Terry.
Hi, Tori.
Terry.
And
It's Terry.
Terry. Hi, Terry. Sorry, I pronounced your name wrong. I apologize. How you guys doing? Nice to have you with us. Oh, I like that. Look what that adds, just putting that border behind there. Now, this one, I'm going to do our little trick that we do so often. I'm going to cut out my frame from this backer sheet. And I'm going to use that to position these corners so that we can get the corners on there really nicely. That's going to look good. Okay, let's see. I need a bigger card.
Terry says she doesn't normally get to watch us live.
Well, I'm so glad you're on with us today. Let's see, do I have a 6x6? 6x6 envelope. If you can find me a 6x6 up here, honey. Or something I can cut to a 6x6. I could probably cut this. Oh, I have a big long piece. I got it. I got a great big long piece here. I can just cut it to 6x6. We're good. We broke up some Kanban kits that I'd had here pretty much since the earth was cooling, and decided we needed to use those cards in some of our card making demos. So I don't have a lot of paper on stock that looks just like this. I need, let's see. On my 12 mark. Which isn't always easy to do on this green caterpillar. Okay, so I've got a nice 12-inch piece there. Slide the bar back up, and I'm going to get a 6-inch piece here. And now I have a 6x6. So I'll fold this in half. Score it. Okay. I'll go ahead and put this. Wow, that's a perfect size piece of cardstock left. I didn't know I was cutting it that close. That's perfectly 6 inches. Okay, glad that worked out. Put my glue around. Sometimes people ask me, sometimes you tape and sometimes you glue. Which one's better? I don't know, whatever's closest to my hand when I start the card. I use lots of tape and glue. Usually use my Cosmic Shimmer glue. Tend to enjoy that the most. But then I also use super thick tacky sometimes when I need it to hold, especially in glittered cardstock. It really gets down in all those crags well, and between the glitter pieces. And these cards we have are non-shedding. You don't have to worry about it actually falling off, but it's just a good habit to get into with glitter cardstock to have it, have something that can hold shedding pieces and that kind of thing too. I do like that. That's going to be pretty. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to decide where I want this frame to lay out. Then I'm going to put my corners on and lift the frame back off, and that will give me nice even frames. Sometimes I've been known to use these on the inside of my cards and other things just to make it an accent piece. It's pretty, it can be pretty. Okay, so I'm going to position that so it's just right. And I'm liking the way that looks. I'm going to put a little glue in my corners here. And put my corner pieces back in through the frame. There, so I'll get them exactly where I want them. So I'll move down a little. I have to take a wet wipe to that one too, because I had a little too much glue in this space. I'll try and be a little more controlled this time. Put that one back in the space.
From Michigan, about an hour from the border of Canada.
Ah, welcome, welcome, welcome. Is everybody getting our newsletter? Especially when we do What's New Wednesday, we want to be able to find those items quickly and easily. If you're not already on our newsletter list, I'll put a link to sign up for our newsletter in the comments section tonight so that you can whip in there, request that newsletter. I don't inundate you with newsletters. We have usually 1 or 2 a week, not anything too serious. I get so irritated with some organizations that send you 10 a day. They usually don't end up being on my email for very long. I get frustrated with them. Right now, through the political season, I get a huge number of emails. And I'll look forward to political season being over one of these days. Canceling all those emails that come in. Okay. And then I can use my frame to help position this, or I can just eyeball it and put my center in with some foam squares. That's okay. I just want you to be able to find the things when you're looking for them. So, for a little company, we have a lot of products in our store, and it can be easy to get lost in the catalog. I'll put this on the inside this time because there really doesn't seem to be a place on the outside that wants it, unless we want to put it on here. Let's go back and look at this other card. We'll work on both of them at once. I can do that. So I have this pretty border, and I have a couple of greetings left. I have all my love, wishing you the most beautiful day. This might be fun to move this border up a little. Still let this drape from that border. They're fairly high. Not sure I love that though. It's just like a bit much. So let's try that again. See what happens if we like come down here with it. Oh, my love also fits really nicely there. So let's try one more thing here. There's lots of room. I don't know. Might have to put the card together and see what we think. I'm not sure. I'll let this be what it hangs from. Actually, I kind of like that. That surprises me. Okay. All right. I think we're going to glue down these last couple pieces, and we will be ready to take a look at what we've done today. We've been together for a little over an hour and 35 minutes. And by the time we're done here, we will have finished 3 kits. I like that. There's our fuchsias, our 6-inch card. And let's pull this one down. We need a card length for that. It does go fast. You don't need to do it because you don't need to do a lot of extra embellishing, and yet the cards turn out so pretty with the foiling and the layering on them. You just don't have to do a lot of extras to this. This is called In Full Bloom. There's 12 different sets in the collection. And I have to cut my card down just a little. Now, normally, a European A6 card will fit. You can fit 2 wide, but I'm about a quarter of an inch off here, so I'm just going to trim my card a little bit. No big deal. It is the right size, too, so who knows? I may have cut it to 5 5/8. Now that I think about it, I think I did. Okay, that looks good. Glue this down. I've got little needle tip glue bottles. Liking them for my alcohol ink too. Wow, that's something. France would fit into Texas 5 times. Imagine how many times it's going to Alaska. Okay, another little piece here we can play with. So we figure out what we want to do with this. One more little piece of border we could use if we want to. Coming down to the end of our kit. Okay, with the border, without the border. Where's the other piece I had there? Did I put it on something else? I had a long strip. Did I use it? I already used it. No, there it is. Here's another option. So we're going to have long border. That's the long border. Or we can put, and you guys can suggest something altogether different if you want to. Let that short border go. I just had it in my hand. There it is. And the border on the side. Move this all over just a little. What do you guys think? Nice with the long border? I see. Anybody else got a vote on that one?
The long border underneath the word border.
Do the long one under the words.
Get rid of the side border.
Oh.
Another joke. What do you call a pig that practices karate?
Pork chop. Okay, there's another option. Long border. I see 2 votes for the long border. The long border. Do you like the long border at the top? Or do you like it in the middle? I kind of like it at the top and keep it simple, I think. Huh?
4 votes, long border.
All right. That's it. Let's go this way. I'm just going to keep it really simple looking because it's pretty. It's very pretty that way. All right. Middle for me, Catherine said. That's interesting. I'll go ahead and spend my flowers as if they're hanging on this border. Must be waking up a little. Yeah, I like that. Let's just call that good. I'll slide all this scraps out of the way and we'll take a look at what we've created today. I'm still working on the alcohol ink. I promise you that I will bring back the reverse painting with alcohol ink.
3 for the middle.
Oh, we do. Okay. Except now that I
glued
it. I glued it, guys. I jumped the gun. Let's just go this way.
Pork chop was the right answer.
Okay. All right. That's very simple, but very pretty, isn't it? I like that. All right. Slide all this stuff out of the way. I've got a plethora of it on my desk today. Lots and lots and lots of scraps on my desk. Okay, this set that we've been working on has been the Fabulous Fuchsia set from the Info Bloom collection at Hunkydory. We have 1, we have 2, and we have 3 cards from that Fabulous Fuchsias. I'm trying to pronounce fuchsias with an L doesn't work. Fabulous Fuchsias. Aren't they pretty? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love those. That's the fuchsias. Keep that together with that card in case we decide to do that in on-site class. Next we have the Sunflower Season collection from Info Bloom at Hunkydory. We have our bees card. It's the bee's knees. And we have our little 5x5 card. We only got 2 out of that one because the pieces were so big. And then we have our Roses Are Red, also from the Info Bloom collection at Hunkydory. Each of these is intended to make a single card. So we're making 2 or 3 cards out of each. I'm a little carried away with my glue on this one. My card rippled a little. 1, 2, and 3. What's your favorite of the 3? When we sign off here, maybe you can vote and tell me which of the flower sets did you like the most. You like the roses, you like the sunflowers, or you like the fuchsias the most? Once we sign off, you'll just hit that refresh button up in the corner of your screen. It's a little circle with an arrow in it. Refresh that and just tell me which is your favorite of the 3 collections that we did today. Roses, sunflowers, or fuchsias. If you're not already a member of our Simply Special Crafting family, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss a thing we're up to. We're up to good stuff all the time, and we always have fun together. It's just one of the nicest groups of people ever. So we invite you to join us. And if you haven't already done so, hit that thumbs up button if you would, please. It makes me feel good, and it lets YouTube know that this is a channel that you would recommend for people to watch. And it helps us get more referrals, and we can always use more crafty friends. Are there any questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom? Can't tell you exactly when we'll do the alcohol ink yet, but I am working my way through different brands of masking fluid to try and get just the right effect. So I will let you know when I have accomplished that. I have several cards in the works next door waiting for me to get the right combination. Then I'll tell you how I did it. Thank you, Glenn. I think you're the best too. All right. In the absence of questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. Do not miss Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be lots of fun because we're going to go through all the detail of Craftaganza. Depends on whether or not I can get the alcohol ink done by then, Mary R. Otherwise, we'll do something else. But if I can get the alcohol ink ready to go with class 2 by then, we'll try that. Okay? All right. Thank you guys for your time and attention. I will see you Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll take a look at that Craftaganza kit piece by piece, and you're going to be amazed with what you get in the value in these Craftaganza and the bonus, or the Bonanza. What's it called? Craftaganza. Oh no, the big bundle. You'll be amazed. Mary, it depends on whether or not I get the alcohol ink sorted out. If I get that all sorted out and have a pattern for you, we will do alcohol ink on Saturday. If I'm still working on it, I will pick something else to tuck in there to make sure that we, again, I want to give myself as much time as possible to get that alcohol ink ready to go. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and say good night, Gracie. Stay cool. Stay safe. We'll see you soon.